Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? I just wanted to address this situation with this mother. The cut. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's been all over social media, YouTube and Facebook, about this mother cutting her daughter's hair off because she was angry at the father. I guess the father, they got joint custody. I don't know if it's a joint custody type situation. And the father had I guess it's a little boy and a little girl. And the father, it was his time with the two kids. And he took the little boy to get a haircut. And then he took the little girl to go get her hair braided. And apparently, the mother, I guess she got some type of resentment towards the father. I don't know exactly what's going on in their situation, but it sounds like it appears that she has some type of resentment towards the father, or she's having they're having issues, and she cut the baby's hair, the braids out of the baby's hair. I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip. Um, Sorry, my picture quality is not good, but this is the only way I can do it because I don't have my editing uh, software, and this is the only way I can do it. So just bear with me. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. This is off of Jim TV, and other YouTube. I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm gonna talk about it after I play this clip. My baby said about this bitch crying. I don't care. I told you stop playing. This motherfucker cut my baby hair out of here. Look at that shit. That shit sad. Hurt my baby feeling. Now wait. But you don't hurt the dad. You hurt my feelings. Hurt my baby feeling. That baby sat there for 2 hours. My baby sat there for 2 hours. Oh hell no! Oh, broke ice cream machine. Yeah, that's all I wanted to play. It was off of somebody. This is off of Jim TV, somebody else's channel. I just wanted to play the clip. I wasn't interested in playing the rest of the video, but I just wanted you guys to know, to show you what this mother. Um, this is wrong on so many levels. Uh, it's just wrong. I mean, first of all, the baby, the little girl, the baby, just sitting there, standing there, just crying. She's just in tears. She's traumatized. She's First of all, she's traumatizing her daughter. She's traumatizing her daughter by cutting these braids out of this baby's hair. Uh, Baby is just standing there crying. She's in tears. She's traumatized. First of all, she's traumatizing her daughter. And my thought is, what loving mother would sit there, and notice I said loving. What loving mother would purposely traumatize their child, all in the name of making a point, or because you got some type of resentment issues towards the father? What loving mother would do that? And so that's a problem right there, right off the bat. She's traumatizing the baby. The baby's standing there in tears, um, in while she's cutting these braids out of the baby's hair. Apparently, she got angry because the father took, I guess it was his time with the kids, and he took the little girl to go get her hair braided. And apparently, the mother is angry because someone else braided the little girl's hair. And I guess maybe it's a pride issue. She was like, she felt insulted because maybe she felt like the man was kind of saying that the baby's hair wasn't done right or whatever. Maybe she's angry because she felt like, the father's trying to say she didn't have that little girl's hair done right. And maybe it's a pride issue on the mother's part. Maybe she's like, well, I'll do my own daughter's hair. What you trying to say? I'm not doing the baby's hair. Maybe she's mad because she feel like the father's saying that she's not doing the daughter's hair right, and so he went and took her, had her hair braided. I think, I think that he's being a loving father. I see a man that's being a loving father because he took the little boy to get a haircut, and I think that's what fathers should do is take sons to get their hair cut. Um, my oldest son's dad took my oldest son at most of the time I took him to get his hair cut, but there were times where he did took him to get his hair cut. And I think that's what daughters should do, or daughters should do, fathers should do with their sons. And so he had the daughter and the son. So he went and it sounds like to me he's being a loving father. You know, he's being a loving father. He cares about his children. He that shows that he's trying to take care of the children. And he not only got the little boy's hair cut, but he got the daughter's hair done too. And I think that's just being a loving father. And this mother, I don't know the whole situation or what's going on between the father and this this mother. Sounds like to me, it seems like to me she has some resentment issues towards the father. It could have been like a pride situation to where she was like, you know, what are you trying to say? I'm not doing her hair right, or but why traumatize the little girl to prove your point? The little girl, the baby, is just sitting there, just standing there, just in tears. She's traumatized by the whole situation. Why would you, like I said, why would a loving mother traumatize their baby, all in the name of making a point, right there in front of the father? First of all, if you having any kind of issues with uh, the father of your children, y'all should not be hashing it out in front of the kids. This is wrong on so many levels. Shouldn't be hashing it out in front of the children. It's not healthy to hash it out in front of the children. They say it's not even healthy to argue in front of like argue with your the father, or if you marry, you know, if you're a married couple, they say that it's not even a good idea to argue in front of the children because it changes who they are, you know. They say that's not even healthy to do that. So if she's having any kind of issues with, and I take it that they're, you know, it's not they're not together. There's some type of a shared custody type situation. If she's having any kind of issue with the father, she should not be hashing it out in front of the children. That's wrong right off the bat, right there as well. I mean, it's not healthy to hash it out in front of the kids. It's just not good. So that's wrong right there. And the father, um, you know, he's to me he's being a loving father, and for her to stand there and to cut this baby's hair off right there in front of the father, you know, traumatizing the daughter, and she probably liked her little braids, and she just standing there, she's just in tears, and this mother is just, you know, and I just, you know, like I've stated before in many of my videos, us black women, we get judged as a whole. We don't get individuality. We don't get to have that individuality like other races of women do. Um, we get judged as a whole. Unfortunately, we get judged as a whole as black women. And I'm really getting tired of seeing things like this. I'm over, you know, the black women bashes here on YouTube. Black women, there's black women out there that are continuously giving these black women bashers something to talk about. And when black women do stuff like this and it gets posted on social media, it brings reproach on the whole black female race. You know, because what is the first thing that they say? I was gonna make that point. You know I had to make that point. What's the first thing they say? Oh, see, black women is see how these black women is, you know? See how they treat the fathers of the kids? See how they do? No, this is how this particular black woman is. She has nothing to do with the rest of us. Because let me tell you, if I wish, my youngest son's dad was not in the picture at all. He was not there at all, period. Didn't even make a cameo appearance in my son's life. The only time my son's seen him one time, and that's in court. Didn't even make a cameo appearance. And the only reason why I took him to court on that particular day was so he could have the opportunity to at least lay eyes on his father. Well, I shouldn't call him a father, because I think if I'm thinking by me calling him a father, that's giving him too much. I feel like I'm giving him too much credit. I'm complimenting him. He wasn't a father. The man that um, provided the seed for his life, sperm donor. That he was that's when the only time he got the opportunity to see him, because he didn't even make a cameo appearance in my son's life. I would have had loved to have him. Now, my youngest son's uh, uh, other half, he was a barber. He was a barber, and I mean, if he had came over at least once a month or twice a month to cut my son's hair, I would at least have halfway had some respect for him. I mean, I would have at least had halfway some respect for him. I would have loved that. I would have loved for him to at least do that gesture. And I think that's a loving father. It's a loving father to even take a little girl, his little daughter, to go get her hair done. I think that is a loving gesture on his part. He's being a loving father. He's caring about his daughter, how she looks. He's taking it. It speaks volumes. He's taking care of her. He's caring for her, making sure that her hair is done, making sure it looks like she's got a nice little cute little outfit on in here. Uh, he went and took the little boy to get his hair cut. So that shows that he cares about his children. Uh, he cares about his children, and he takes care of his children. And he was taking care of his children while he had the children in his care, being a loving father, because that's what a loving parent does, right? A loving parent makes sure that the child's hair is done. They make sure that the children are clean. They make sure that children have decent clothes on, so on and so forth. Isn't that what a loving parent does? You're making sure that everything is straight. You're making sure the children are fed, and then making sure that they're taken care of and they're clean and their hair is okay, and all that. So it sounds like to me he's just being a loving parent. He's being a loving parent. He's being a loving father by making sure that the little girl had her hair done. And I think the mother, I don't know, maybe the mother got mad because she felt like he did it out of spite, or trying to say maybe she's not doing her hair or whatever. Maybe it's a pride issue on her part. But I just think she's wrong. She's wrong on so many levels. She should not have done that. First of all, she shouldn't have cut the braids out of the baby's hair. If she was going to take the braids, I would have had more respect for her if she had just um, waited until the father was gone, and maybe waited till he was gone and everything, and then maybe she could have, and later on, she could have taken actually taken the hair out then. I mean, it still would have been wrong for her to do that, but not, don't hash it out in front of the children. Don't do that. I mean, don't do that in front of don't stand there and traumatize the little girl. I think either way it would have been wrong, but to sit there and do it in front of the father like that, and traumatize the little girl, she's it's pretty clear that she's traumatized. And a loving mother doesn't do that. Not a loving mother. A loving mother, she should be glad. And that's another point I want to make. She should be happy. Like I said, I would have been happy if, my son's other half had done that. If he at least would have done that, I would have had some halfway respect for him. I would have loved to have, I would have loved that. She should be happy that this man cares about his children. She should be happy that He takes the time to make sure that the children's hair is done, and making sure that they're clean, and they're taken care of, and they're groomed. She should be happy that these children have a loving father. I mean, how many black men in the black community walk away from their children, and don't care about their children. It's more than now. We got some good fathers and black fathers in the black community, but we all know that we have a lot of black fathers, that don't care about their children. So she should be happy that she has the children have a father that cares, that he cares for the children. Not only pays for them, but he also takes them and spends time with them, and he also takes care of them and making sure that they straight, that their hair is done, and it looks like she has a cute little shirt on, her outfit. She should be happy that this man cares about his children, that he took time to do this for his children. She should be happy about that. But she let pride get in the way. It sounds like maybe a pride issue on her part. Like I said, I don't know what situation, what type of relationship she has. Doesn't sound like a good one type of relationship. Because I think that, like when me and my oldest son's dad broke up, we continued to remain friends. After you know, we had our ups and downs. I mean, there was time we would kind of get into it. He resented the fact that I broke up with him, and so I mean, we had our ups and downs. There was times we would fall out, but for the most part, we remained friends. And there was times where he would actually help me, you know, here and there, and he wasn't really in his son's life, in my oldest son's life, like he should have been, you know. But he wouldn't like the other one. He wouldn't like the other one. I'm not going to put him in that same category because he wasn't like the other one. But at least he got. There was times where he was there for my son, but could he have been done better? Yeah, he could have done better. But we decided to remain friends, and that's what you do. You be friends for the sake of the child. You be cool for the sake of the child. You do what is best for the child, because you do have a child together. You remain friends. So then, when there was times when he did spend time with my son, you know, if he took my son to get his hair cut, or whatever situation was, or got him some new clothes, whatever. Okay, beautiful, wonderful. I ain't have no problem with it. Well, that's what father's supposed to do, is get the child's hair. I mean, one time he shaved my son's hair completely off. I thought he cut it too short. I mean, he was bald. I got a picture of him. He's completely bald. I mean, I thought he shaved too much off. I thought he took too much hair off. I said, you took too much hair off. You cut it too short. But I didn't do what this lady did. Well, he didn't have no hair to cut. But I didn't. Other words, I didn't go off on him in front of my son. I didn't. I didn't go off on him, and just completely lose it in front of my son. I just kind of made a comment like, yeah, I think you cut it too short. You cut it too short. He cut it a little bit too close, but I didn't go off on him in front of my son. You know, and that's what you do. Have a you remain friends. You stay cool for the sake of the children. You do it for the sake of the children. It's not about you. And I would have done the same thing for my other son's other parent. Um, I would have done the same thing with him had he been in his life, but he wasn't. You know, it wasn't about me. It's not about how I feel. It's not about my feelings. It's about my son having a relationship with his father. So you got to put your feelings aside. What feelings that you have towards the other parent, or whatever. You got to put your feelings aside, and you got to focus on your child that you guys made together. You got to do what's in the best interest of the child. whatever's in the child's best interest. And it was nothing wrong with the father taking this little girl to get her hair braided. That shows that he was a loving father that cared about his daughter. So I think that this mother is completely wrong for doing this. I don't know what was she thinking. He's traumatizing her daughter, and a loving mother doesn't do that. A loving mother doesn't traumatize their children, particularly in front of the father. Not particularly in front of the father. That's the part that's really messed up about that. She's doing it in front of the father. I mean, what message, what type of values does that send? I mean, what type of message does that send to the children? You know, that kind of make me wonder how many other times does she clown in front of the kids to the father? Any issues that you have, you could have waited till the children were out of the picture. Then you could have had you could have had a discussion with the father when the children are out of the picture. Or she could have waited. I want to have a talk with you. I want to set up an appointment and let's have a meeting um, with the while the children are at the daycare or whatever situation that. Then you'd have that discussion with the father. If she has any kind of a problem with the father taking a little girl to get her, then you that's when you have that discussion. Then that's when you hash it out, but not there in front of the children, and particularly standing there cutting the baby's hair out. Uh, I first seen that. I said, "Oh my God, yes, I gotta address this." I said, "That's terrible. That's horrible." I mean, what loving mother does that? You know. So I would have been happy to have a father she should be happy that the man cares about his children. She should be happy. I just don't know what's wrong with some of these black women. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I would have been tickled to have that. I mean, she should be happy. She should be happy that he cares about his kids. That he's taking the kids, he's spending time with them, he's making sure that they're well taken care of. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Sounds like a loving father to me. She should be happy about it. And if she had an issue with that, then that should have been discussed when the children were out of the picture, not doing something like this, traumatizing a little girl. That's not okay. It's not okay. So I just wanted to address this. I thought this was really something, you know. I said I gotta address this. This is wrong on so many levels. I said I gotta address this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Did you see this clip? It's been circulating on YouTube and even on Facebook. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section. If you're a father and you let me know if you're a father and you have children and you have a joint custody type situation, and what's your relationship with the mother? Does the mother have resentment towards you? Does she make it hard for you to uh, you know spend time with your kids, or she have issues? Uh, do you have a problem with her every time you try to pick up your kids? Let me know. Father, sound off in the comment section. Let me know what your relationship is with your children's mother. Uh, Mothers, or if you have children by someone, are you friends with the father? Do you have a good relationship with the father of your children? Well, anyway, at any rate, or just let me know how you guys feel about the situation. Period. So I want to hear from fathers and mothers in here, and anybody that were passionate about this subject. Let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Okay, make sure you please like, subscribe, and share. I need you guys to, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Um, you know, um, Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you like this video. I got some more good content coming up as well, so trust me on this one. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and hit the like button and hit the share button. Go ahead and share. But if you don't share, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Okay, stay tuned. I got a toothache. Oh, my tooth is hurting. I'm trying to get rid of this toothache. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. I might do another video, later on today. I don't know. So stay tuned. Peace and love. This is Sweet June.